Okay, so hey everyone, this is Level with me. This is my live stream show where I play a game and then kind of pretend I made it or something. And I also like talk about the lighting, environment, art, and how the world was designed or how I think it was designed, and provide a lot of like design commentary and stuff like that. So let's get started. So last time we left off, we just finished a chapter called On a Rail inside Half-Life. And that chapter was about taking a train around this underground train system that's very confusing and stuff. So now, thankfully, that chapter kind of has this reputation for being kind of tough. But we just got out of that chapter, and now we're in this chapter about called Apprehension. And apprehension is kind of like a water level, kind of water temple kind of thing inside Half-Life. Here we're in this like giant underground metal thing, metal silo place, and there's going to be like a lot of like water puzzles and water related things. So we like crashed through a ceiling or something. I don't really remember what happened. And then I somehow landed on here and I have no health and I'm scared and dark and it's lonely. So I'm gonna try to play. I did something that you barely actually do. Usually, when you play this level for the first time, you like stay in the train and you end up crashing down there. But I kind of pulled off this weird trick, so I jumped out before it crashed, and I managed to land on this side. Um, but that doesn't really do me much good because I don't really remember what I'm supposed to do. I don't remember how much of a shortcut this is, if it is even a shortcut. I'll go to this side. And walk around, try to see where I am. There's like a tower in here. I don't really know what's going on with that. I'll go underwater here. In the water, there's these little leech monsters. If you let them get near you, they like kill you and stuff and take away your health. So I'm gonna avoid them, hopefully. Oh my god, and I'm gonna die already, so I'm gonna turn on God mode. Because I managed my health very poorly. Um, and I'm already dying already. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I think I just bypassed a lot of the level. I think. I don't really know. I'm gonna turn off God mode because now it's just healing me. So the way like swimming and stuff underwater in this game works is that you know, when you're swimming around underwater, you have a certain amount of health that they hide from you, and then you kind of have to keep your health under a certain level. And then if you run out of air, you end up losing health, so you have to watch out for that. And then here you can see we're still in this like underwater thing. I actually kind of like the design here. It does feel like kind of claustrophobic in a really interesting way. And I think a lot of games, or at least they used to, they would hide how much oxygen you still have, so that when you're swimming underwater, you kind of have a vague sense of how much air you have left, but you're still kind of scared the whole time. Which I think is kind of an interesting design choice. Here we're... what are we doing here? Oh, here we can't get in here. I can't break that door down, but I can see there's grenades or something there, which are... Those are pretty rare power-ups in there. So I want to somehow figure out how to get through there somehow, but that also looks like an optional kind of thing, so I'll just keep going, I guess. I'm gonna keep swimming. This is a very boring corridor, but maybe it'll lead somewhere interesting. Oh gosh. Okay, so this is a pretty famous part. This is the first introduction of this monster called Ichthyosaur. It's like a dinosaur shark thing. There it is right there. What's really interesting about this encounter is that there's like all these different parts and a lot of game design going into this actually. For example, like there's this monster. The optimal strategy here would be to like snipe the monster from outside the water because it can't come out of the water. So, but the water is so dark and opaque that I actually can't really see the monster that well. So this is kind of an interesting case where crappy retro graphics have a very clear gameplay affordance. We cannot see into that water, so therefore I cannot kill the monster beforehand. So I kind of have to just keep going here. Oh, what's this? I don't remember what this is. Oh god, there's a monster. Okay, I'm gonna not go that way. I guess if I fall in, this is the way I come back up out to the platform. Because they didn't want to put a ladder here for some reason, I guess. Um, so, so we already saw that scientist guy get eaten by the shark monster. So I'd say it eats people. I would say I want to watch out for that. I want to be careful here because here there's like slippery water bits right here. Although I don't think water would actually do this ever in real life, but we accept this weird contrivance in video games all the time. So I actually like end up, it's like very slippery, and I have to time my movements really carefully so that I don't end up getting pulled by these barnacle monsters here. So I'm gonna keep walking here. Looks like there's a bunch of these pipes coming out of here. Traditionally, we use pipes to signal important, like, control rooms, right? That's supposed to be like a gamer strategy. You follow the pipe back to where it leads, and then supposedly it'll be an important thing. But these days, I think video game environments just have so many pipes constantly that pipes are just decoration and noise. But before, pipes used to be a very meaningful kind of level design signaling kind of thing. I'm gonna climb up here. Oh, there's a whiteboard.
They said it was hauled from the Challenger Deep, but I'm positive that beast never swam in terrestrial waters until a week ago. There's a tranquilizer gun in the shark cage, but I'm not sure it would work on this species. You're welcome to try.
So this guy's basically telling you to go crawl out there and get the gun. So we'll charge up first, I guess. And then... Okay, I guess I'll do what he says. I'm gonna try to go out here. So, like, that bit of backstory there, that's just, like, random bullshit, right? Why is there dinosaurs suddenly in this world? It doesn't make sense. Like, this isn't sophisticated literature. This is, like, schlocky, B-movie, action movie, horror stuff, right? This isn't a fascinating literary epic or anything. And I think for some reason Half-Life has that reputation, and I don't really know why, when this is clearly, like, Jaws, right? This is clearly a shark cage above a giant pool where there's an angry shark, and I'm gonna have to somehow defeat this giant shark, right? You know, that's not the stuff that deep, like, philosophy is made of. So I actually really like this set piece, by the way. Let me turn on no clip so I can fly over here. Like, this is actually, like, really genius, and I really like the shapes here. I like this right here. I think that's, like, a really nice kind of, like, there's, like, two-tone contrast. There's a trim to kind of emphasize that there's a door here. And it's just a lot of interesting shapes going on here. I really like how this giant platform kind of, like, tapers up here, and then kind of has this wheel. Like, I can imagine how the, like, machinery or something worked here. Oops, I just wasted a grenade. Oh well. Anyway, I just think this is, like, some pretty, like, nice design. Like, it looks pretty boring, it looks pretty brown, but it's kind of, like, subtle that way, I think. I'll come back to this platform, turn off anti-gravity, and go in. So, again, Half-Life 1 had no physics simulation, so I'm about to go into this cage, and the cage is going to drop down. And what's interesting about the cage is that it's not a physically simulated cage that drops down when my weight presses down on it. It's actually a train that's programmed to fly downwards when I enter it and when I go inside it. And it flies downwards so fast that it seems like it's falling. So that's kind of like a level design hack to compensate for kind of our limited video game technology. So let's go down here, and then it falls down here, and then we're trapped down here, and then we have to fly up here and escape, and I have to shoot it with this crossbow. It's pretty scary, this AI. I'm gonna go fly over here, and go back up here. So what's interesting about the crossbow, and what's like the unique affordance of it, is that I can shoot underwater with it. You'll see if I switch to this gun right here, and I try to shoot with it, you just hear a clicking sound, which is important. That's to show the game knows you're trying to shoot it, that clicking sound, but it's also the game saying, no, that doesn't work, try something else. The few weapons that do work underwater are this wimpy pistol. I don't think that would happen in real life. That's like a total fake video game thing. And then this crossbow that uses some kind of like pneumatic gas thing to shoot it. I don't know. But anyway, we're back out here. So I think a lot of players would panic. I'm playing on easy mode, so this monster isn't really like a huge challenge, I would say. Oh, in the chat, they're asking if I can use the revolver, but the revolver doesn't fire underwater either. So I'm gonna try to use this crossbow to shoot it. Oh, except I already ran out of air. Okay, I'm gonna go back up here. It's really interesting how they make that really a long swim. That's kind of fascinating. But I regained my health that I lost from drowning. So that's how the health drowning system works that I was talking about before. I'm gonna go back here. Again, I'm wasting like 5 or 10 seconds of breath just to swim that way. Maybe I should stop doing that. The real objective here is they draw attention to it with these bubbles right here. You're supposed to turn that wheel, but you can't really turn that wheel. Because it takes a while. You have to sit here, and while you're trying to sit here and pull this thing is gonna try to munch on you, so then you're really scared and you have to run away. Oh my god. Oh, and I just got pulled by this. So I have to shoot a lot of crossbows into this so that I can have enough time to open that gate. Oh no, I killed it. That's sad. What's interesting about it dying is that it actually floats on the water, and then you can actually like climb on it and use it as a platform. I feel like some mods probably used that as like a way to solve puzzles or something. But again, we come back to the back to what we have to do, which is, oh, this is a really nice machine here, by the way. This is really exquisitely modeled. Look at all the curves. That's a lot of polygons. But back to here, again, we have to turn this valve to open this gate. And I've actually decompiled the map. I've actually looked at some of the level scripting here, and it's actually rigged, where if you are in this area, it is automatically rigged to make that monster come swim after you and attack you. Because otherwise you can't really rely on the AI to be smart and come after the player when they're trying to solve that puzzle. So the level designers actually had to rig it to do that. I'm gonna come back up here, and now I'm on this other side. I couldn't make it over here because there's a giant catwalk here. Although maybe I could have bypassed it if I was really smart. Like maybe I could have swam, got caught by this barnacle, killed it, and then jumped onto this platform. Maybe I could have bypassed all that. But I don't think I'm cool enough to do that, so I guess I didn't. Let's keep going. Now I'm here. In this room full of all these barnacle monsters. Again, there's so many of these monsters, you kind of learn that you're not supposed to, like, waste your ammo on them. It's much easier to just walk past them and don't get caught anyway. So, and they kind of exist more to constrain your movement and then make you feel really stupid when you do get caught by them. Because they're so obvious, right? They're just right there. So here, this is actually kind of a trap here. They put these shotgun shells here, as if we're supposed to dodge all these monsters by jumping onto that crate. But I think something happens when I'm gonna make this jump. Let's see. Sure enough, there's this giant trap. Oh no, I got caught! Oh my god! Okay, I'm okay though. That shotgun ammo helped. Or, wait, I still haven't picked it up. Okay, now it'll help. Yeah. So that's like a very weird, interesting counter because it's kind of unexpected. Half-Life doesn't usually do those kind of like gotcha traps where you pick up some health and then suddenly all these monsters come in. That's usually from like a very older like Doom or Quake tradition of enemy encounter design. And like nowadays, I think it's very out of fashion. I think a lot of AAA shooters these days wouldn't put like a health pack there and then teleport in some monsters because that's just not realistic or something. But then neither are aliens, so that's kind of silly. So here we are. There's like a lot of slippery water. Again, we already got training about how to try to bypass slippery, icy water that's on broken metal catwalks. So we already know to be kind of careful. I don't think there's a dinosaur shark thing in here because I don't hear it, so I guess it's not there. I'm just gonna quick save and try to make this jump now. I have to be very careful. This looks pretty fragile, I think. It looks like there's some cracks modeled in here. It looks very intentional. Probably when I walk on it, it's going to crumble underneath me. But that's kind of... Oh my god! But... Oh, I have 69 health. Nice. This is very interesting, though. Like, you kind of predict it's going to break, but then I walk over and then it still caught me. It had this hidden bar underneath. So then the trap was something completely different. It was teleporting this monster in to try to kill me, which did actually get me. So that's some very like interesting design. It's kind of like the level designers were saying, "Oh, I know you're gonna see this trap here, but actually the trap is over here." It's like kind of like a concept of Yomi. It's almost like we're in this conversation with the level designer. And they're kind of predicting what we're going to do, and then I predict what they think they're going to do, and it turns out I got played. I just played myself. Okay. So now I need to try to jump across here, and there's no metal bar for me to jump onto, so I guess I just have to be really careful here. I don't know how well I'll do with this, because they actually taper, it seems like... Oh wait, no, it's not tapered. No, it's okay. Let's try it then. Oh, and I just barely got it, and I knew to crouch at the end, kind of like a tuck and jump, like what long jumpers do. And then I barely made it, and by crouching, I was also able to control how much speed I slid into. So now I'm gonna go here, but now there's this problem where, oh, I need to jump here, but then this will hurt me. So that's a big electricity kind of thing. So maybe what I actually have to do is build up enough momentum from here. Actually, maybe this isn't a trap. Actually, maybe this water's supposed to help me build up enough momentum, kind of like near the last level of Portal 2 when you're having like slippery momentum puzzles. And then I'll have enough momentum to jump off through that gap that is not electrified. So let's try that. I kind of like how we're suspicious of the water, but now we have to use the water as kind of a tool or an asset. That's kind of nice design there. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Wish me luck. I'm gonna save. Oh my god, and I totally failed. Wait, but... It doesn't matter because there's a ledge. I could have just jumped on anyway. Well, that was pointless. Oh well. Anyway, let's just keep going. And I have to swim past these leeches because they'll hurt me if I stay there for too long. And now I'm in this giant pump room right here. Fighting this monster. That's pretty strong. On hard, it's pretty hard to fight these things, because they just soak up so much damage. But on easy, I look really good, I guess. Okay, so here I am. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Again, Half-Life 1 is from an era of first-person level design where there's no auto map, there's no giant arrow pointing you, there's no mini-map to like kind of check where we're supposed to go. It's a very different kind of era of level design where it's not always clear what you're supposed to be doing. So, I guess we'll just wander around and see what happens. Okay, so there's signs. Signs are pretty rare in Half-Life 1, so when you do see them, you know you're supposed to kind of like pay attention. So this marks it as a pretty important location. Also notice the lighting color right here. It's like this greenish light, very different from all the yellow light everywhere else. So I think that light contrast also helps reinforce how this is kind of an important place to pay attention to. Can I push this? No. I don't know. Why is that there? That's kind of strange. I wonder why they put this here. Can I, like, break it open? Huh. That's a weird choice. It doesn't seem to serve any purpose unless there was a monster that was gonna be here, and then I have to use this as, like, cover and hide behind here, but there aren't any, so I don't know why that's there. Oh, what's in here? Oh, okay. Ammo, that's good. And then, oh, this is kind of back where we came from. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Let's try to press this button, because it looks important. And then we hear buttons, a siren, and then these things. And it looks like a good old-fashioned jumping puzzle. I have to jump across to that other platform without getting smushed. So let's see if we can do that. Or it looks like there's a way around this jumping puzzle, I would say. It looks like this is pushable, right? So I can throw that crate over there, and then I can instead kind of bypass all of that in case I'm really bad at jumping puzzles, which I'm not, but, you know, let's do hypotheticals here. And then I can actually jump up here, maybe? And then I don't have to do that jumping puzzle, maybe. So that's kind of nice. That's kind of rare, I think. Usually, they don't give you multiple solutions in something like this. Earlier in Half-Life 1, there were a lot more mandatory jumping puzzles. For them to give you an out like that, that's kind of... I'm pretty surprised, actually. Most people associate, like, multi-solution puzzle things with Deus Ex, but maybe here's some level design that was already kind of thinking about that. So, let's just keep going. Oh my god! I guess I'll just heal up anyway. That's kind of weird. Why did they... That's kind of a random trap, right? Like, there's no foreshadowing, right? There's no... You know, like, if we're framing this as a joke, there's no setup and then punchline, right? It was just like this random thing that happened. I don't know. That seems like a weird encounter. Okay, I'll keep walking. I kind of like this. This is, again, an example of an S-shaped corridor, so that here... Let me turn on the clear so we don't get hollow mirrors here. So here I came from here, and then here's the level transition, but they don't want me to see this part, right? So again, they put in this S bend right here, so that when they stream in the new level over here, I can't see into the previous level, and they cut off the line of sight really effectively like that. Architecturally, I'm not sure if it makes the most sense or if it's the most plausible or realistic, but it works there. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of monsters in here. Again, these are some of my favorite monsters. I think they're pretty well designed. Like, you're kind of pushing your luck with how far you can leave yourself exposed. And then there's a time to try to attack them, and then time to try to run away. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting, and they're very mobile as well, right? They're kind of moving all over the place, so I kind of like it. Oh, and I guess he was locking himself in until I killed those monsters. That's kind of an unusual Half-Life 1 thing, too. You know, if you play something like Quake or something, or Doom or something, it might be common for you to have to kill all the monsters in a level for you to progress. Here, Half-Life, here they're making a gesture towards realism. Why would the door magically open when you kill all the monsters? Well, maybe you need a person there who's afraid of the monsters, and that's why they locked the door. So there's some nice, like, plausibility or gestures toward plausibility there. Let's walk in here.
Gordon Freeman, it is you, isn't it? The science team has been tracking your progress with the Black Mesa security system. Unfortunately, so is the military.
What happens if I kill him? Oh, I guess nothing happened. Oh well. Anyway, he just says go through the freezer. It's not important. I'm gonna go run through here. Right now I'm suffering from a lot of freezer damage. This is a very dangerous place to be, and there's all these monsters chasing after me, so I'm trying to stay out. So this is kind of a very interesting encounter. Oh my god. How do I get through? Oh my god, where do I go? Okay, I'm gonna go down here. Oh my god. Okay, there. And now I got out of the freezer. For some reason, that's kind of a memorable thing. I think they rarely do a lot of environmental set pieces like that, where there's a lot of damage like that. Just ambient damage out there in the world. Half-Life has a lot of damage types implemented, and they actually rarely use any of them. Oh, okay. Like, there's a poison damage type that isn't really used, and then you're supposed to find an antidote item to, like, heal yourself from the poison damage. And I don't think that was ever used in the game. So, that's one of the few instances where they use a lot of ice damage. Here's a bunch of random barrels. Someone just died in the background? I have no idea what's happening. Oh well. I think that's the ice damage hurting the aliens. Maybe that's what that is. Strange. Yeah, I guess the freezer was killing those monsters too. That's kind of sad. Okay, well, let's keep going. And now, I like these pipes here. Some nice color variation. That's a very strange level transition, right? Notice before we had the S-bend so that they could cut off our line of sight to the previous room, but here there's a level transition and we can still see into this previous room, so they still have to maintain all that geometry in both versions of the level. That's kind of strange. But there's a lot of pipes here and I like the colors. A lot more colors than you usually see in Half-Life, I think. Okay, well, I'll keep going. I'll break open these crates, because there's usually items in there. There's like a weird grate there. Oh, there's a monster down there. Oh, maybe I'll use my crossbow to snipe them. Oh no. I'm just gonna use a shotgun. I never like sniping in games. I always like running up to people and stuff instead. This is kind of an interesting detail right here. This is actually a pretty interesting corridor. They like really kind of detailed a lot of stuff. Here's all these different pipes going on, different pipe brackets. That's kind of interesting. They even modeled out this wire. I'm not sure what that wire is supposed to be doing, but they put that there. And then that just feeds into a light fixture that isn't even on. Like a lot of detail, like a lot of meaningless kind of small detail, but it's kind of a nice mix. Here, this is what we might call like high frequency detail. It's kind of small. Oh no. God, do they ever leave me alone? Okay, there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so there's a nice mix of like different detail densities. They have kind of big shapes, but they also have some kind of small shapes too. And I think a lot of good environment artists and level designers think that good detailing and good composition, level design involves a good mix of small details and medium details and like larger details. Oh yeah, in the chat they're saying the light bulbs sway, and that's kind of interesting. It looks like they're spinning. It looks like it was constructed kind of at an angle, and then it's rotating, kind of like a ceiling fan, and that's what's making it spin. They could have done what's called a funk pendulum, where it swings more like this, but I think here the rotating is actually a better choice to make that dangling effect. That's kind of nice. Can I shoot them out? No. These are invincible light bulbs. Oh well. Let's keep going. Oh, and then here's a giant... Ooh, I like these slits in here. That's very... I don't think a lot of concrete construction people would do this, right? When you have inset lighting like that, that's so like expensive to do, and you have to plan so far ahead. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of like a sci-fi element. It makes this place seem a lot modern. And then this is a very like old feeling kind of corridor. And then this is like almost like a Mirror's Edge kind of thing, where they have all these fancy light fixtures in here. But let's go up this lift now. I like this lift, by the way. Nice color scheme. I like the rusty metal style.
Freeman, right? I've got a message for you. Make sure you don't...
Oh my god, he just got killed. I better hide. What happened? Who did that? So, this is the beginning of a very notorious section of the game. This is where we have to fight an enemy called assassins. And assassins are going to be very tricky enemies to fight, as you're going to see right here. So, there's silenced pistols sniping after me. They're very hard to hit. They run really fast. They're pretty hard to hit with like your pistols and stuff. And then there's 3 of them, and they're constantly kind of flanking you. So this is generally seen as kind of a high mark of AI inside Half-Life, because they seem really smart. They have a good amount of health, and they run around you all the time, and they're always kind of circling around. In the chat, Don mentions that they cloak on hard difficulty, which makes them even harder to fight. I mean, they're kind of cool to fight, but like the character design is still kind of very much in this kind of 90s era of macho action games where they kind of have big boobs. I think if I had the high definition model pack, they would even have boob physics on their animations as well, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, that's what design was back then. I'm actually going to reload this encounter. Unless I already quick saved. Okay, I'm going to reload this encounter to show you another way of fighting this. So we also have a lot of trip mines, and trip mines are really good for fighting assassins like this. And then you just set up all these trip mines, and then you wait for them to path towards you. Oh no, they triggered all my trip mines though. Or you might even use a satchel and just throw bombs at them when they come at you. Oh, except they run away from the grenades. That's pretty smart. That's kind of cool. Did I kill all of them? Oh, that's kind of sad. Oh, wait, no. Oh, there's one. Oh, gosh. So this is kind of a huge problem with a lot of this kind of era of AI. You can just hide somewhere, and then they'll always come after you, and then, oh my god, they don't trigger trip mines. Huh, how come they didn't... That's weird. Oh, sometimes they trigger trip mines, and sometimes they don't. That's kind of strange. Huh. Wonder what's with that. But anyway, the easiest way to kill any monster in any first-person game is to just set up a checkpoint and then wait for them to come to you, and then you kill them. If you played Wolfenstein 3D, that's basically all of Wolfenstein 3D. You shoot into a room, and then they all come after you, and then you kill them in a choke point. And it's less kind of about your reflexes in that game, and more about strategy. If you're interested in Wolf 3D, you should totally read Liz Ryerson's level design analysis of Wolfenstein 3D levels. It's really good. And I was never really that good at Wolfenstein 3D, so it was also pretty useful for me to read too. I'm gonna try opening this door. I think this door is a trap though, right? If I remember correctly. So let me look at the rest of the level first. This is a pretty interesting level. They put in a lot of different stuff here, like a lot of different obstacles. Oh, what's this? Huh, what did that do? Oh, that opened those doors. Okay, I see. So the idea is that you had to kill those monsters because you would have to stand here out in the open with no cover, and then they would path up to you and fight you and shoot you and stuff. So again, it's kind of like the Shark Tank example, where we had to kill the shark before we could slowly turn that valve. Here's another level design motif where we have to slowly turn this other thing and not get shot at. So I guess the trap is over there, so I guess I can safely go in this other room. Let's see. I think they spawn more monsters when you enter this room, though. Let's see. Oh, they don't? Huh, I remember them spawning monsters when I went in this room. Oh well, never mind. But this is a very interesting layout here. Let's no-clip up and see, look at, oh, oops, too far. See this layout? It kind of reminds me of DE Train, the Counter-Strike level a little bit, right? There's kind of this open area, and then there's kind of this cargo area right here we can go into if we want. Again, not linear at all, right? You can run around here. It's kind of structured more like a playground or a sandbox kind of environment where we're kind of circling around these different boxes. And that's kind of the idea of how you're supposed to fight these assassins. Of course, a lot of players end up just shooting grenades at them or setting up trip mines or whatever, and that kills them really fast too. But maybe if we were playing on a harder difficulty level, we would have to run around here very carefully. And this also gives them a lot of different angles of attack, right? If I'm right here, they could be coming from there, or there, or there, or there. And it's pretty easy. This is like a good level that plays to the AI's strengths, where they're constantly running around and trying to path around you. And then that's what makes them seem smart. That's kind of like, maybe in the Halo tradition of level design more. But here we already see it in Half-Life 1. Let's keep going. I think here is the trap, maybe. When we go inside this room, a bad thing is gonna happen. But here they're kind of, I think, hallmarking it and kind of foreshadowing it, right? We see this health charger right here. It looks a little bit suspicious, right? It's a little bit too centered. And that's kind of the concept of like composition in level design, right? When after you play enough Doom or Quake levels, you start to learn what a trap looks like. And here they're kind of setting up another like trap thing, but there's nowhere else for us to go. We have to go in here, so let's just do it.
Nice hit. Alright, we got him.
Where are we taking this Freeman guy? Topside for questioning. What the hell for? We got him. Let's kill him now. And if they find the body? Body? What body?
I wish I could have no-clip to show you what that scene was, but unfortunately I couldn't. But that's one of the rare examples of in Half-Life 1 of when they actually moved the camera without your permission. That was a camera attached to like a train or to a dolly. So now I'm in a garbage compactor, which is obviously a callback to Star Wars. Again, this is not like super high literature or whatever. This is not sophisticated. This is like a very campy, playful kind of design right here. Pretty well designed though, I would say. I wonder how they did it. I guess they just time a multi-manager to kill those things in sequence, I guess. So we got thrown down there by some soldiers who ambushed me in that room. That's kind of what that story was about. And now I kind of have to... I've lost all my weapons as well. You'll notice I don't have a gun or anything. You know, this is, again, a very popular first-person game trope. I think Half-Life might have been the first one to do it, though. I don't know. Where they take away all your weapons, and then you kind of have to, like, break out of a prison or break out of something and kind of relearn everything and reaccumulate all the stuff you got. So I'm just going to pick out this really convenient crowbar that's conveniently under this differently colored light spotlight right here that's there for some reason. But it's okay, we'll just keep going. Once I get that crowbar, I think I have to go down there and break open that floor grate. Let's try that. And then I go down there. And now this is a chapter called Residue Processing, which is like the sewer level of the radioactive sewer level of Half-Life 1. Well, let's play a little bit. Sure, why not? Can I break that open? No. So we just got thrown in trash compactor, and now we need to reaccumulate all our weapons. I only have a crowbar now. I don't have any of my guns. And I'm kind of like very naked, and I feel very vulnerable right now. So, understandably, the game is being pretty nice to me, spawning these very basic low-level monsters that even if they hit me, they don't do much damage. And notice how slow its turning radius is? That's very, very intentional. That's to enable you to actually dodge it, and to make it pretty easy to dodge and then run up to and then smash with your crowbar like this. So even stuff like animation and animation speed is a super important part of enemy AI. You know, they say AI is 50%, you know, all the code and stuff, but AI in video games is also 50% animations. If the animations make them look smart or make them look like they're thinking, then players assume that they're kind of smarter and that they're thinking. Here I am. I actually kind of like the modeling here. This is kind of interesting. So, outdoor environments, pretty hard to do in the Half-Life 1 engine, which is based on the Quake engine. This is kind of maybe the limits of what you might do with an outdoor environment here. Quake, of course, is built for more like interior environments. So to make an outdoor environment, this is basically just a room, except the ceiling is the sky. That's basically what an outdoor environment is. And then the walls are just cliffs. What's interesting about making these cliffs is that it's pretty hard to make these cliffs. You have to manually like sculpt and manually manipulate every like vertex. And I would say even near the end of the life of the modding community of Half-Life 1, even around like 2004 or something, these would have been pretty good cliffs, as someone is saying in the chat. These are pretty good cliffs. Like, if I saw this in like a 2006 modding map pack or something, I would say, yeah, these are pretty good. Level designers, of course, had to do their own art, had to make things look like cliffs. And this is pretty good. Again, nice mix of shapes here. There's like a good amount of like chunkiness here that I think is the mark of good cliff work in BSP level design. So now we come to this section. Big giant red valve. I guess I have to turn it. And then here we see this meter thing going down. Weird Z fighting. You'd think they will have fixed that. And then I'm gonna keep walking up here. Except I think I'm gonna die now because the water level went too low. Right? Because now if I fall there, I'm gonna die. So what I need to do is make sure I need to like turn that valve, then run in, and then stand on that elevator, and then descend with that weird plunger or elevator so that I don't get fall damage and die. So I'll come back here. They have some signs here, but I'm not really reading them for some reason. It's really annoying that that valve doesn't require us to stay there, but then other valves that looked like it did require us to stay there. Very inconsistent. That's kind of an annoying part of the level design here, I would say. And then I crawl in this weird rusty pipe thing. Oh, that's weird. That's like a missing face. I wonder why it does that. Oh well. Keep going right here. Crack that open. Always fun to watch AI fight other AI. Oh, but I think he's gonna die now. Yeah, he just got eaten by that monster. Oh well, too bad. I'll turn off Geo wireframe now. So as I said before, this is the weird radioactive sewer level part of Half-Life. I don't know why video games always need sewer chapters, but Half-Life totally plays into that tradition and doesn't try to change it. I think we're supposed to jump across these like weird poop chunks or whatever and get to that pipe across. But I think I want to show you what's over here first. Oh wait, no, actually let's talk about this room first. I kind of like how they, light this room. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it's also kind of flat though. I thought they would have done a better job maybe. I don't know. Well, one thing I like about this is that the radioactive sludge is a great example, or a great excuse to give you this kind of green splash lighting on the walls. So do you see all that like green cast it's giving off? That's kind of nice. That's kind of the level designer showing off the texture lighting capability of Half-Life, where they could have textures give off colored lighting like this. You couldn't really do this very easily in Quake or anything. So this was kind of very... this is kind of relatively impressive, I guess. So they have all this green cast here, and then they also have these lamps right here, which are kind of strange when you think about it. Like, they're these weird fixtures, kind of. They're these weird rusty fixtures. Oh, what's kind of interesting is that they actually don't connect, as you can see right here, because that would have created a split in the geometry and create more polygons. So they actually don't connect. They have a little gap right there. That's kind of nice. Here we have these light fixtures. It's kind of strange placement though. I mean, I guess these light fixtures are surrounding this big green vat of radioactive stuff, so maybe that kind of signals it as a very important thing that we should be paying attention to. And then the other light fixture in this room is this thing right here. That looks nice, actually. I kind of like how it's casting this spotlight down. When you cast a spotlight, that kind of directs and pulls the player's attention to something, because that's what spotlights do, right? When you shine a spotlight on something or shine your flashlight on something, you're kind of trying to signal attention to it. And that's what this spotlight does as well. I also kind of like how these walls are slanted right here. That's kind of a nice, interesting thing right here. I don't like 90-degree angle corners very much. This is a nice corridor, actually. There's some nice height variation going on. It's very narrow, meanwhile this room is very wide. Ooh, I also really like this slight incline right here. That's kind of a nice touch right here. I probably might not have thought to put in this slight incline right here. And that's what actually might happen if you were building a giant radioactive sewer, maybe. Let's keep going. Of course, there's these monsters right here. But I don't have a gun, so therefore I cannot shoot these things, and they're blocking my way. So here's kind of a weird contradiction. Um, you know, kind of like how LucasArts adventure games promised never to leave you hanging and never leave you stuck. Here's Half-Life 1 using barnacles in an impossible way. If I had 5 health, I would not be able to survive this, right? Because I would just get eaten. I wouldn't be able to kill the monsters in time. And I don't have a gun. So that's kind of, I think, the level designer's way, using enemy placement to try to push me back here first. So I guess I can't go that way. So instead, I'm gonna jump on these like weird chunks right here and try not to get too irradiated. Wait, could I have just... I probably could have just crawled along the rim instead. Maybe I didn't even need to walk on those chunks. Oh well. Now let's crawl in this weird pipe, see what this has in store for us. In the chat, they're asking why didn't I pick up that gun? It's because it was underneath the barnacle. I would have gotten pulled up by the barnacle. And I don't think I would have had enough ammo to kill the barnacles, because that's a pretty weak pistol. But now I'm here, I think, which is where I'm supposed to go anyway. And now here's kind of a very annoying jumping puzzle. Very annoying looking. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I guess I have to solve this jumping puzzle? But I also think I think I'm just gonna drop down and check out the rest of the level first. I think I have to make it to that red pipe on the other side of that room to progress. It's also lit very differently from the rest of the room, right? You have all this green lighting and white lighting everywhere, and then there's this big bright red thing. So to me, that signals that's very important, using that color contrast. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe just drop down first and explore the rest of the level. So we're in this giant vat room. You'd think they would have put more stuff to explore here. Kind of a boring room in the end. Oh, they did not align these textures at all. Look at these seams. Oh, God. Terrible. Why didn't they... Oh, wait, no, that's aligned. Wait, no, this isn't. Oh, God, that is just so sloppy. That's awful. Anyway, let's go through this door. Oh, these head crabs were waiting for me. They were hiding in here. I guess I'll heal up a little bit. Try to get to 69, the sex number. I'll go over here. This door's locked. They're both marked maintenance access. That doesn't really help me wayfind or anything. Oh, here's a spiral staircase. This is kind of interesting. It would have been, I think, relatively difficult to build, I think. No, you would have just... There was like a pipe tool inside the level editor. Maybe it would have been pretty easy to build. I still don't have a gun, so I don't want to get caught there. I'm going to try to sneak past it this way. And go this way. Oh, that's kind of a nice detail. Broken pipe. Let's keep going. Weird metal grate there. Healing. Oh, and now I'm on the other side of where I tried to get to. So that's kind of nice. Where's this lead? Oh, nowhere. Okay, that's not nice. I wish that led somewhere. That's kind of... seems really sloppy to me. I don't really need to heal, so I'm just gonna kind of go back the way I came. I like how it's constantly making me turn, though. This kind of reminds me of the Blast Pit chapter, which happened a few videos ago, where I kind of had to keep turning and turning around in this giant cylinder structure. It's kind of interesting when you base the architecture around a motif like that. Constantly turning. Oh, I guess this is a room I'll have to go to later. Can I jump over here? No, I think not. Okay, I guess I'll just have to play that jumping puzzle. Oh, God. Okay. Let me just barely slip by this tentacle thing. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go here now. How do I get back? Oh no, do I have to... I think I have to go back where I came. All the way back. No, that's still locked. I think I have to go back all the way where I came and then jump across that poop again. Okay. But won't the barnacles get me? Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna try to slip past this monster. I don't... Can I slip past this? Oh, in the chat they're mentioning a ladder. Really? Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna turn on teleport for the ease of convenience for me. I don't see a ladder here, though. Oh, wait! No, there totally is a ladder! Oh my god. Okay, thanks, Don. Thanks for saving me. Okay, I'm just gonna climb up this ladder, then. You can imagine that'd be a pretty mean jumping puzzle, right? I have to jump across all this stuff, and then if I fall, I have to somehow make it back all the way. That would have been really cruel. So I'm glad there's this ladder here. Although, notice again that a Half-Life modern AAA FPS would have made this ladder really obvious. They would have had this ladder go over the rim and go onto this floor ledge right here, so that I definitely noticed that ladder. Here, this is like a secret ladder that I never even saw. Very sneaky. Okay, let's do this terrible puzzle now. I mean, I don't like that we even call them jumping puzzles. They're not... Puzzle implies that there's something interesting kind of about them. I would say like jumping obstacle, right? Or jumping challenge. Oh my god. Except I had enough health where it didn't really matter, I guess. Except I'm still taking radiation damage. Okay, now I'm in this weird red lighting room. Again, red lights are pretty helpful. Oh, there's some weird Z fighting there. So Z fighting is when, again, a 3D surface occupies the same 3D surface as another object, so then the renderer doesn't know which one to render. Should I render this one or this one? They occupy the same plane in space, so what am I supposed to do? So there's a weird Z fighting artifact. A lot of Z fighting artifacts now. But that's kind of strange. Let me try to jump onto this pipe now. A lot of red lighting. Red lighting signals. Oh my god, that's why there's Z fighting. It was a warning that this pipe was gonna break for some reason. Okay. Very interesting thing here. Notice the top of this ladder is lit, but with a light source, but there's no light bulb here, right? There's just, it looks like a kind of white light source that's invisible light source that's just floating in front of that ladder. That's kind of interesting. I think most players wouldn't notice that, but usually the general rule with level design and lighting design is... Am I stuck? I think I'm stuck now. Is to make sure you have a lighting source. Always have something visual to look at. So I think to solve this, I have to go on that pipe and then jump across to that pipe. So let's do that. And then I'm gonna go here, and now I have to do another jumping thing. Ugh, okay. I can't walk on the rim, because Dawn is mentioning in the chat that they set the rim to have very low friction. So am I gonna slip off? Yeah, I'm gonna slip off. Although maybe it's pretty doable, right? I'm like sliding. I'm like a shopping cart right now, trying to like skate across this rim. This is probably harder than actually doing the jumping puzzle and timing it, but I don't care. Any way to spite a jumping puzzle is okay by me. Okay, so now I made it across. So I'm in another rusty metal pipe that's leading into another giant radioactive bat jumping puzzle thing. Oh wait, no, it's conveyor belts. So the other gimmick of this level is conveyor belts for some reason. It's called waste processing, so they're just processing all the weird meat giblets that come in from all throughout the facility, the research facility, I guess. Very weird research facility. I'm actually going to stop right now. Because I think it's been about an hour, and I think this is a good place to stop too before all the conveyor belt stuff. I actually really like this room. Okay, I'll talk about this room in the next video. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out. Hoped it was interesting to watch me play through it and use cheats and get through it. See you next week, I guess. Bye.